James here again, and 4:15 in the morning, and I'm still up because I feel empowered, because I've got a message I have to pass on to the Atalntean Soul Family, all of you out there. There's one thing I have learnt in this life. It doesn't matter whether it's a bowls club, chess club, any sort of recreational club. You'll find out of the membership of all these clubs, there is only something like 10% who will actually be active. Which is a crying shame, because the other 90% are what I would class as armchair enthusiasts, the ones that sit there and say the club should be doing this, the club should be doing that, but do they actually offer to help? No. And I'm finding this across all the RH negative Facebook groups. I'm going to lay the cards on the table here, because I'll give you an analogy that was a friend of mine said to me yesterday. You think back to when you're at school, when the teacher says to you, does everybody understand it? And you're thinking, I don't understand it. But you're too frightened to put your hand up because you're frightened of looking stupid in front of all your peers. It's called fear, and not being honest with yourself. So anyway, the Facebook groups. Let's lay the cards on the table here. So we got RH negative higher consciousness, RH negative super hybrids, interconnect, empath and healing, blood group, RH truthers, fortress of solitude, blood group, the blood group science, blood group information, blood group sacred Cro-Magnon origins, and I can't even read my own writing here, and bloodline information. They're groups that I'm a member of. Some I'm admin or a moderator on, some I'm just a member. Doesn't matter. The point is, amongst all these groups, and I know there's a lot more Facebook groups out there, has to come to a limit, you can't join them all. But you've got memberships running anything from 200 to 300, right up to, what have we got here, 4,700 members. Even if you take away the numbers that are in more than one group, are still a hell of a lot of members across all these groups. And you're all soul family. But what I can't understand is, why aren't we talking to each other? Are we all the ones that are frightened, are feeling vulnerable? Well, I'm going to lay the cards on the table. Yeah, I feel vulnerable sometimes. I don't have the answers. Well, I do have the answers, and so do you. We all have the answers. They're all locked in the heart brain. And very cleverly, not one of us can access this on our own. It is by talking to each other. That is how we get the truth, the information. Look within ourselves for the answers. It's not out there. That's the deception. It's not some great deity in the sky that's going to come down and save us. We have the ability within us to save ourselves. It's as simple as that. But we've got to talk to each other to enable us to do this. That's what we've got to do. I mean, how many of you are wondering why you're getting ringing in the ears? I've discussed this on previous videos with this awakening. Anxiety, generally feeling run down and tired all the time, anxious. chest pains, blocked throat chakras, you name it, headaches, all these things. You've all got them. I know from talking personally to a lot of you and the feedback I've got from making these videos that you've all got questions. Well, if you've all got questions, surely you all want answers. So this is a little bit of a rant really to everybody. We need to talk to each other, because it's by talking to each other we will get the answers. I can't stress this enough. And things are happening really fast now. Last December we entered into a energy wave that went right through to June. Gotta have my coffee and my cigarette. And then straight on the back of that energy wave that ended in June, a new one started in July, and right from July the 1st, members of the Soul Family started popping out of the woodwork, getting in contact with me directly. It's wonderful, absolutely fantastic, and thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I love you all. I really do. I'm talking from here. And not only have we now entered this energy wave that started at the beginning of July, a lot of you will, the penny will start to drop in August. You will start to feel the effects. Things will click into place for you. But it gets better than that, because September, this coming September, in under 2 months' time, there is a spiritual tsunami that is coming. Some of you are also seeing this and feeling this. I know it because I've spoken to a lot of you about it. So this is a time of learning. This is a time of talking to each other. Don't waste this time. I know time has no relevance in the 5th dimension, but this is the play out in the 3rd dimension. But I do have some good news for you. This battle between good and evil has already been won by the side of good and light. Because time has no meaning in the 5th dimension. It is only in the now. Past, present and future are all in one. This is just the play out. This is the theatre, the playground of it all. This is just the period where you decide where you want to be and whether you want to be on board with this. And trust me, it's worth it. I know a lot of you are going through hell and have done throughout your lives. Well, there is a very good reason for that. If you think of it like a battlefield, the more crap you've had in your life means you're on the front line. You're getting fired at by the side of darkness. And yeah, it seems really unfair what's happening. But think about this. Karma. All these experiences that seem bad individually as isolated events are just purely there to teach you life lessons and to empower you. And all these things that you've gone through, you will be able to draw strength from these. And it will, when things start to turn round and we have this polarity shift and the energy starts coming up instead of coming down, your potential is going to be phenomenal. Beyond your wildest imagination what you're going to be able to do. You want to manifest something in your hands purely by thought. If you've got to that awakened stage, you're going to be able to do it. There's something else I've found as well. In all these lifetimes that we go through, you will find that if you could see yourself in your previous lives, you don't really look any different than you do today. This is how I recognise a lot of you. And you've been doing the same things in every past life. I mean, it's often said that you keep doing the same things over and over again until you get it right. Well, this is the time we get it right. This is the time we all agreed that we'd come back. And that's why we're all here, and that's why we're all going through crap, or have gone through crap. Some of it is really unpleasant. I know from speaking to some of you the horrific experiences you've been through and what you've had to endure through your lives. I'm not going to mention names because that's not fair. But you know who you are. You know if I've spoken to you or not. And I love it when some of you will suddenly send me a friend request and reach out to me. It's wonderful. Something else as well. A lot of you, and I've asked a lot of you that I've spoken to directly about feathers. It's a calling card. If you find feathers in the most unlikely places, it means you are loved and you are protected and you're not forgotten. Because our Father is watching over us. Some of you will call him God. Some of you call him by other names. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you are loved and you are being looked after and you won't be left behind. Unless you choose to be. If you choose to be self-serving, well, that's your lookout. But I believe even those that have been taken by darkness, if there's any glimmer of light left in you, then there'll be more love going to you, because this is not the Titanic. There is enough lifeboats to go round. You're not going to drown. If I have anything to do with it, I will do all I can to make sure that none of you will drown, because it hurts, it's unbearable, and I don't want to see any of you left behind. We are a soul family from Atlantis. It doesn't matter if you're A, B, AB or O. There is no one blood group that is a serpent seed in the sense of evil. Good and evil is within all of us. We are duality. We have a male and a female aspect to us. We have a good and evil aspect to us. The left and the right hand side of the brain. It's duality. You have the choice and the free will to choose what you want to be. And I really sincerely hope you will choose the side of light and help your fellow family. Thank you.